What up, y'all? Back for another audio occasion. It is a podcast for self-starters and those willing to make the most out of any situation. The EFS podcast is back. We got gang in the house, big gang in the house today. We got big vibes on the way in. This comes from one of the most understood people in the basketball realm, and I think is probably, what I would label this person as.
Oh, LeBron, you said?
Nah, we ain't talking about him. We know what he is already.
Grateful for life, air, like literally air.
Oh,
God is so
over. Wait a minute.
What's something that you're grateful for?
life, air, like literally air. God is so grand and so accepting. The air touches everything, good and evil, no judgment. Guy behind bars, guy on top of the mountain, a billionaire, and a guy with not a dollar in his pocket. Air love us all. So I'm grateful for air because nobody else acknowledges it. It's the only thing they haven't charged us for yet, but it's the most valuable thing in the world. Like literally, if God snap it off right now, we got 5 minutes tops.
Y'all all right? Y'all good? That shit blew y'all mind for a quick second, huh?
Just taking a moment to breathe, man. Be grateful.
You gotta breathe it in.
Breathe it in.
You gotta breathe it in. That comes
Breathe it
from the man, Michael Beasley. Toughest guard I ever, when people ask me who's the toughest person I ever had to guard in my career of basketball, Michael Beasley.
That could be a walk with me.
We're going to start it off right there then, I guess. We ain't intro this thing yet. But Michael Beasley, and this comes off his most recent, the one-on-one thing.
1v1,
He was born ready, Brooklyn's own Lance Stevenson. I figured it was going to go that way. It went that way. But Michael Beasley was always like a problem, in college. Destroyed us at Marquette. Gave us 35. And a lot of them buckets, I took personally, oh shit, I can't do shit with this guy.
Yeah.
So when he say he's one of them ones, he's a special, talented basketball player.
Yep.
Whose career, went however it went. But
Shouts to him.
I do think just a very misunderstood individual, just shows how his mind and everything operates. But good dude from all accounts until you get him in a competitive, setting.
Arena,
So that's that. But with that said, excuse me, can't get my words right. We are here. Let my theme music run. We got gang back in the house. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. An abundance of air horns on the way in. It still don't get old. It's still good vibes, good energy.
Yeah, every time.
Let's get it, y'all. I'm back. We back. Round of applause for the gang back in the house. If you made it to the audio/visual, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, the man, the myth, the legend from the EFS brand himself. The biggest brand that you don't know about yet, I'm Mr. D Burke, 1% 2 times. We got Mr. Waldo Black back in the house as well.
What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling, EFS family? Here.
And off a long hiatus, the prodigal son has returned. The Philly specialist back in the house. Round of applause for just him showing up.
Okay, champ.
We try to keep it cool and coy on the way in,
champ.
But yeah, we
Let's
got
go,
big
champ.
gang back in here. What episode is number 59, right?
59.
One before 60.
55.
We're moving up on these numbers. So as we get this theme music faded out, thanks for y'all for coming to watch. Listen, wherever you at, wherever you are currently located. Let's get to this thing, man. What we got on deck today?
So much is on deck. Before we go into the board today, I definitely think that it's important for we, talk to the EFS family. EFS family, you've been rocking with us for a while. We appreciate you. We would love for you to love for you to comment, would love for you to just tell us what you think of this, experience that you're having with us here on the EFS podcast. And if you can do that, make sure you subscribe as well. Just want to start off there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the shit was up here before.
This way, that way. One of these directions.
One of them directions.
Just subscribe. We appreciate you.
All the other good
we
shit,
really
man.
Do.
But nah, how's everybody doing, man? What you got? What we got? What's the backtrack on your life? Tell the people where you've been at for a while.
Yeah,
We just gonna ISO and clear out for you.
I ain't been on,
ISO.
I ain't been on a hiatus. I just been busy, but all productive things. But I feel like the last time I was on here, I was celebrating the Eagles championship.
Yeah.
When it was cold outside still.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but we can still celebrate because it's episode 59, Super Bowl 59.
Oh,
I don't know if you realize you did that.
Is that the connection?
Could be.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
When he's like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm ready to come back.
I'm ready to come back now. He's
Ready to
59.
come
Yeah,
back.
here it is.
Nah, but yeah,
Low key.
since then things been cool. the team I was coaching won the state championship. That was really cool.
Go ahead, give him some horns or
Yeah,
something for
we did
that.
that.
Oh yeah,
give him
a round
something,
of
you know
applause
what I
for
mean?
that.
Round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause for that.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
our
High
girls,
school girls
yeah.
state championship. you
Yeah,
know?
our girls, man, they did their thing, and knowing everything they've been through to win it was real cool to see them really kind of get redemption in a lot of ways. Also, me and my girl are expecting.
Ooh,
So first baby on the way.
We ain't dropped that on here yet.
No, it didn't.
Damn, it was that far long ago.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a while.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
It's been
Yeah.
a real while.
What else? Sixers still been the Sixers. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, just staying
We got a
productive and stuff.
rule. We don't talk about people who are in Cancun on here.
Oh,
Too
is that,
much.
is that the
Well,
rule?
oh yeah, I went to
didn't even know.
Cancun too.
I mean, he did go to
I
Cancun.
really did go to Cancun
with the Sixers because I was right around the
Oh,
same
snap.
time.
Oh,
Wow, you see anybody out there?
No, when you lose in the NBA, you go to Cancun. When you win at any other level, you go to Cancun. So
Oh, facts.
That's why
facts.
I went.
I like that.
yeah,
That's a good flip.
I had to
That's
celebrate.
quick. That boy
Yeah,
quick.
I like it. too.
Celebrate, but
Cancun's
nah,
nice.
Yeah, it was my first time out the country too, so that was a lot of fun. I told
Oh,
you about
yeah.
the hiccup I had at the airport.
Yeah,
Almost had a heart attack. They was like,
They
"Yeah, you gotta
almost
go to."
jammed him up.
It was like you gotta go to
They
immigration
almost
again. I was
jammed
like,
him up.
immigration. I was like, what? Because it was like some joint I forgot when I arrived that I didn't know. I thought they were supposed to stamp my joint, but you gotta get like a piece of paper or something.
Oh wow.
And then I didn't get it, but I had.
In your defense, they don't really make the rules very clear. So
They
you
don't.
could easily make a mental mistake
Well,
and
when
then
we
end
got
up in
there,
some shit.
We got there. The lady said,
Right.
read the screen before going through here. I didn't read the screen. I was tired as hell. So I just walked through and just kept it pushing.
Facts.
So,
Crazy.
but no, it was a good time though, regardless. But yeah, I did go to Cancun for real. Not with the Sixers though.
Nice.
Word though, man. Good to have you back in the house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Glad
appreciate
to
y'all.
have
Small
you,
though, black
man.
man. What we got
No
going
doubt.
on? How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm
sir?
feeling good. I'm feeling amazing. Got my apple in on pre-pod, which was great. You know what I'm saying?
Got your energy and your
Hey,
fibers.
I'm good.
Your
You know what I'm
natural
saying?
sugars.
Want to make sure everything is flowing the way it's supposed to. You feel me? So I'm ready to discuss because I know you're passionate about these playoffs, about the NBA Finals as a whole, and obviously,
You could say that. You might.
I mean, because basketball was one of your loves, man. I'm not saying it's it's something that you love to do, something that I mean, I watched you yesterday play. You know what I'm saying? It was,
Shouts to Lonnie. Round of applause for the Battle of the Brands.
Yeah.
Creatives only. Lonnie's been on the podcast.
just cut me right
before.
off. He just
No, I'm sorry. Before I forget.
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
go
But nah,
ahead.
you
You
know-
want no, go ahead. I'm because it's a lot there. Because I was going.
Oh, you want to?
I was gonna throw the assist. You know what I mean?
So-
yeah, go ahead, unpack it, man.
I played way too much basketball yesterday for way too long, and it really reminded me today that you got the most out of the game as best as you could while you were still in a good state and point of your life. I'm not trying to run up and down for as long as I was yesterday
Yeah.
ever again in my fucking life on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Like, no shade to the event. It was a good turnout, good event. Lonnie, he does a thing every year where it's like he does Battle of the Brands, the local brands in like some of the tri-state area and stuff. They put teams together,
Mhm.
and it's like a
DMV
tournament.
too. DMV too.
Yeah. So it's like a tournament, and it was a lot of games, But the thing is, when I'm 38, 39, in between games, like, when you're sitting and you got to get up and get going again, it's like my body's not really like it's really not ready.
Now
to
they
do
had the bulb
know.
there doing like
Nah, they did.
therapy and all that. There,
They did,
so
which
it
was a great touch,
Yeah.
And I did like that part of it, But I hopped out of there, got something to eat between one of the games because I needed to refuel myself. Then the next game came, and then that third game, I'm just like, bro, my body is like shot. I'm dead. I'm dead. Like,
That's
get me off
right,
this court right now. But good turnout, good, That was my most. I played competitive 5-on-5 basketball in like years, I would say. So
Nice.
it was like
Now, we
well,
did the,
competitive is one
we
thing.
We
but
did 2 years. We did 2 years ago. We did the what's the name?
no, that was last year.
That was last year.
And I
yeah,
barely
yeah.
played in that. I was in and out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it was good. It was good to see you though. Even man.
Nah, for sure.
You
That's
definitely. The first game, I stayed for the first game for half of it at least, and they was
ain't even
like
watching for a
53,
full joint, bro.
You should have told me. I would have pulled up. I didn't even know what you're talking
53 to
about.
20. That's why I didn't stay. What kind of game is that? What was the last score at the end?
Like 100 to something.
100 to what? Like under 50, right? Under 30?
It was under 60. some
Under
shit like
60.
that.
Yeah. So I'm like, what kind of game is that? I'm not watching that. 100 points?
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Happens every day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm not sitting there watching that game.
it was like I said, it was a good basketball, event that I was glad to represent and, be invited to, honored to. So it was a
Did
good
y'all
thing.
win the finals?
Nah, we
Joe?
lost in the final.
Oh, okay. Y'all was just tired.
I'm just gonna be honest. By the time I got to the final, I'm like, get me the fuck out of here.
Gassed. Huh?
Like,
You was gassed.
yeah. Like,
Now, but I'm saying you
dead
had other
ass.
people that was there though.
Who? What you mean?
The other players, they weren't capable of like pushing through. And it was all tired.
Oh
too.
yeah. Everybody was. The last game was ugly as hell. Like.
Oh, it was like
You just got a bunch of tired people who not really, and I'm in shape, but basketball shape is different.
Yeah, it is.
Facts.
And not being a person who plays competitive basketball very, very often, like it's something that you can't just turn on and then just do all day like that.
Nah, you was doing
Some
your
of them
thing,
they
though.
play, I don't know who they play against, but me, my shit is a little different, and I got a different approach to just how I play the game and just, how I look at things in general. So. And I realized also, and I've always felt this way yesterday, it just reinforced like why I don't play as much like
pickup games,
right as maybe some people
they can get
do.
a little nasty in there, man.
It ain't even that. It's like a couple things that I've always realized throughout my career is like when people who like the best runs that I like is like the pro runs, and locally in this area we don't got enough that gets organized. Well, yes, Mar up at the field house, he does his thing, like so no, shade to that, but I haven't been really invited to those, and not saying any kind of thing about it, but he does his thing. Like, I just ain't been up there like that, But outside of that, it's hard to find, like, good professional or, like, high-level runs to where, everybody understands the game, plays the game, et cetera, like that. And that for someone who has a certain, like, relationship to the game, it makes you not want to, like, dumb yourself down to just play ball just because,
Yeah.
Like, you get the itch, and I talk about having the itch all the time. The shit still doesn't or hasn't gone away. Like, even though, I don't play as much as I have always done in my life, but I also pick and choose because I could just jump in the run, but it's like, why when I have a certain standard for the game,
Yeah.
So, and not to shade anybody, it's just different levels of different, different experiences that. But anytime we start playing in those joints, anytime people find out where you are, where you were, who you are, et cetera, it just comes with a different level of just unnecessary criticism. Like,
Yeah.
And I always felt that coming up through my career. It's like the people who haven't been on that level or ain't on that level, they always like will try to say something or do something to like knock you down from your like whatever pedestal they supposed to be putting you on and stuff like that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like even yesterday, it's like, yeah, like little comments and shit here and there. I'm like, it's just basketball, so I'm cool with it. But, I tell where it comes from certain people when it's just like they say some shit about like, oh, where you played and all that. And I'm like, bro, I said, just do your Google, bro. Like,
Do your Google.
Just do your Google. I said, my resume is pretty easy to find, bro. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to act like I'm more than I am, less than I am. Like, my resume with basketball is cemented. Like,
Right.
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have nothing to prove. Like,
no, you
I mean, some of them guys,
that's what it is.
This is their finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is their like biggest moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I beat a professional. You know what I mean? I was out there doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I scored like 90 points.
And for me, like, and this is what let me know I wasn't like as washed as I might have thought I was.
Nah, first basket, you popped 3 right in somebody's face. I was like, okay, he ain't come to play today. He came to play today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's just like, to be able to turn it on in that way off of not really playing much lets me know I'm not as washed as I think I am sometimes.
Yeah, I put my money on you.
But even still, I feel washed. But then even going throughout the tournament more and more, I'm just like, bro, like my legs getting heavy. Like I don't play basketball on a regular basis. So at some point, my play is going to dip a little bit.
Yeah.
And when it does, it just is what it is. And then that's when they
it
always
ended
like,
up being
oh,
like
look at
3
you.
games though, right? Like
Yeah,
3
3
back to
games.
back to back games. Like that's
40-minute game, 20-minute halves.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
lot of
yeah, that's a
basketball.
lot.
That's a lot of
You
basketball.
know? And I haven't ran up and down, played 5-on-5 basketball like that in years at this point.
I feel like they should have just called it. Like he needs to like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'll talk to him though. But
Yeah, nah, no
if the
shade
first
to
game,
like
the first game,
good event,
20
man.
minutes, it should have been like, all right, you're not coming back from a 35-point deficit.
Yeah, that first game was a little wild.
It shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been that.
First game
It
was a
shouldn't.
little
It
wild.
shouldn't have been that.
But I mean, good event in general.
Oh
in
yeah,
total.
everything was fine.
I'm just saying, me personally, in my experience at this point in my life career, everything mixed in. Like by that third game, I'm not good to nobody. Like first half of that first game, by the second half of that third game, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I subbed myself out. I'm like, listen, I can't. My legs.
Right.
Like I can't even do this to myself to be looking this bad out here right
Right.
now. Like let me, maybe catch up to you in another couple weeks or something like that. But not even that, because I still wouldn't be playing that long. Like I was there for hours and hours. It felt like an AAU, some AAU.
I was gonna
type shit.
say AAU game.
Yeah, like
little
that.
tournament day.
And so imagine that at 30, almost 39 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
40-year-old Wash King. You know what I mean?
Well, Wash King, I'm gonna give you what I'm gonna give you right out the gate, and then let y'all niggas know what it looked like, and then from there, once my leg is like, all right, cool.
Well, I mean, keep it basketball. You know, we could pivot a little bit to some other, people in the league a little younger than you.
Yeah.
What's your
A little younger, a lot richer.
I know, right? A lot more money on the line, and I know the game is tonight, but any major first game takeaways from the OKC Indiana Pacers series?
The Pacers are a pretty good team, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's about it, really.
That hurt to say that, didn't it?
Huh?
That hurt to say that, didn't it?
I mean, I know that. Like, I'm not shitting on the Pacers, like, what they are, their identity and all that stuff. I understand what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
I don't think that my losing to the Knicks, my Knicks losing to them, me, like taints the purest part of the basketball with me. Like, okay, I really see what I'm seeing here. But against that situation on the last game 1 with OKC, it was some comeback kid shit again. Like
It's safe to say that Tyrese Halliburton is not a superstar.
No, he's not.
But a super villain. And I'm enjoying.
I'd say depends what angle you're looking at it from.
He's a super villain, man.
I ain't got no dog in the fight, so I'm just enjoying like the purity of it, like just seeing somebody clutch.
He's a villain, man. I think he knows what he's doing, and he's done it. Now what? Talk about 4 for 4. He's done it. He's done it all through the playoffs this year, and it's kind of enjoyable to see someone that's so disliked, like edge out so many times in this in the league, and I've been enjoying the drama surrounding it. Do I believe they're gonna win? I don't know, man. It's hard for me. Like if they would have came out and dominated OKC, I would be like, oh yes, it's OKC series.
They won't.
But now,
in any game.
now it's like, oh, it's looking like it's gonna be a dogfight to the very end. So it's anybody's game right now. This second game coming up is gonna tell me a lot. And I know I wish we could kind of predict the future with our pod, but we can't.
I can predict it right now.
What you got?
Big win for OKC.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe tonight.
I see them blowing the doors off of them tonight.
If Indiana was to come in and somehow win this game, does it put the emphasis now on OKC?
Oh, of course. You don't never lose to it. The same thing that happened to the Knicks.
I mean, I think the
you can't
emphasis
lose
is
to
on
at
them.
home.
The emphasis is on them now, in my opinion.
Right. They need this game tonight to make sure that they don't put too much pressure on themselves headed back to Indiana.
Interesting.
Like they get this one tonight, they split. Like I believe they win tonight and win big. They've had a pretty good track record of this playoffs in responding to losses. Like,
something in the water.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
What's in the water?
I don't know. I feel like something might go. So God forbid.
What's in the
obviously,
water?
God forbid somebody get hurt.
I
but
think
I think
late game coaching decisions in game 1 kind of put them at risk for some things, like going small. I don't think they should have went small in that game, and I think that Indiana just is very resilient, so they're not really going to give up like that. They're going to fight to the end, and if they catch a little bit of momentum, they're just going to feed off that shit.
Yep.
And they were saying the whole Team Canada thing kind of plays into it with
Shea.
Nemhart. Sorry, Nemhart, not Neesmith, because they play on the same.
Yeah, and they know he
team.
knows his.
Yeah, they friends. Like they cool. Like
he knows his game.
friends. I don't know, but I know they present as like they really
affiliate
right
enough. Yeah.
So I think that helps because they're not afraid of Shea. Like so that part of it is cool and all that. But I still think 6. I said 5. Now I think 6. If they stole game 1, then I definitely think 6.
What about you, man? What you thinking?
I mean,
OKC in 6. That is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
to be clear, because I'm seeing a lot of y'all out there on some Indiana shit right now, and I don't know.
He's an MVP. That's why.
Well, you got to be mad at me then. But
Oh, you think Indiana?
I mean, now I do. I mean, I think OKC has the better team, but I think, and you should know this as a fucking Giants fan, momentum is a real thing, and if you get hot at the right time, 2007 and 2011. If you get hot at the right time, I mean, it's a real thing, and I think Indiana has the momentum. I think they have the depth. I don't think they have someone like a statistical leader in a sense. I think they have someone who just steps up every game and they have like 7 or 8 guys that can do that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. OKC, the only doubt I would have, I mean, talent-wise, they're there, and they have a little bit of experience, but they are young. Indiana, I don't know that is that young, and you got Siakam that has that experience.
Caruso
Indiana's
has
pretty much
experience.
young,
Caruso
too.
has
Yeah, but
championship experience.
Yeah, but he's not like a high contributor or like a voice in the locker room, I wouldn't think. Somebody like Siakam, who's like contributing, putting on, really efficient.
I said Siakam's the best player on that team. I've been said that for episodes now. Even when me and him was going back about this, back and forth about the superstar thing.
One A,
I
one
think-
B, man. 1A, 1B.
It's
I
1A.
think Siakam's the best player, but I think, clutch-wise, obviously,
Your
is Halliburton.
superstar, your best player on the team can't fucking disappear the whole game. And
Yeah.
like that.
He didn't disappear.
He disappeared.
It's called a tactical retreat.
No,
And
I'm not trying to hear that
And
shit.
then when you need him, you call and he's there.
Nah,
like
nah.
Captain
I'm not trying to
Planet.
hear that shit. Because
Captain Planet.
he wasn't doing anything.
He's a hero.
Like anything. Like
No, I think-
not anything. Like he did some
Down
things,
to
but like he wasn't on shit that whole first half for sure, and the first half of the third quarter.
I'm not always there when you call, but
I
I'm
don't-
always on time.
I think people need to stop mistaking like superstar with clutch. Like clutch and superstar is 2 different things.
I agree.
I said he's
think-
not a superstar. I said
I
super
agree.
villain.
There's a lot
I-
of clutch
I-
people
yeah.
that are not superstar. Joe Johnson, clutch as fuck, not a superstar. So
Yeah.
I get that part of it, but I think that the whole superstar thing, he's not that. Like,
Not a superstar.
No, he's not a superstar.
Super villain.
They're a
I've already
great collection
reserved that for
of
somebody
Yeah,
else.
they have cohesion.
Yeah, for sure. And Rick Carlisle, some of the stuff he runs, I understand why they score so easily. They do a lot. They got a lot of
A
movement
lot of
pieces.
transition. They have a lot
A
of
lot
like
of
rules in
moving
the
pieces. They
transition.
play
too.
fast. Like NBA players, for like not to down y'all, but y'all not that disciplined or that like focused that often on defense to be able to have the whole league be great defensive teams. Like
Yeah.
there's too much space, and the players are allowed to do too much. And when you add like laps of defensive focus, just because there's so much movement, you got to be on point with everything just for them to not get one opportunity. And they're looking for that every time because they understand their options. Then like it's gonna be tricky. So I do get that part of it. I just think OKC is gonna wake the fuck up. Like you don't
think
get
so,
up
huh?
that big. And the thing about that, they did the same thing more or less, not the exact same thing, but what they did to the Knicks in Game 1. We was up big. They came back, fought it out, and got the game in overtime. This one wasn't, but whatever.
hmm
The fact that they can get down like that,
Yeah.
to me, shows that
Turn the
it's-
ball over consistently. They messed up.
right. So I think OKC, maybe not 26 turnovers or whatever, however many they had in Game 1, but I think OKC comes out and punches them in the face of it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll probably win tonight, but I think the series, though, I think Indiana's going to win it.
Interesting.
I
Here's
don't see
my
it.
my problem. I think it's a 7-game series. You're calling 6. What'd you say? What'd you say? What's yours?
Indiana is 6.
6. It's 7. I think they're going to go back and forth and back and trade punches like a slugfest. Like
Because best believe Lou Dort's not anybody that freaking Tyrese Halliburton seen all postseason.
I mean, last
Yeah,
game he had a
nah.
double-double in the game-winning shot, and he scored it on Dort. I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
you're gonna score one.
Lou Dort
That's
is
what I'm
really
saying. That's
physical.
the
He's
most
really physical.
important
He's
one.
strong.
I'm just saying it's the most important one. All I'm saying is when you're looking at what needs to happen, they did what needed to happen to win the game. And I think sometimes when it comes to like how we grade players, we always look at them as the Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant model where you have to take over the game and be the one. Where I like the style of a lot of these young cats where they're coming in, the Jason Tatums, the Tyrese Halliburtons, honestly. They're looking at the what does the team need from me? I'll do whatever. If you need me to get 9 assists, got you. If you need me to do 14 rebounds, I'll do that. Whatever you need me to do. He had a plus 13 on that game. So that means when
It's not amazing.
it's very good though. That's still good. Like
That's cool.
yeah. So I'm just saying, like, you see the Halliburton hate? He's just like, that's not amazing. Like,
Because
it's
everybody
good.
just
What you
like
mean?
they just give this kid so much because he hit a couple of clutch shots in one play.
A
in one
couple.
playoff run.
He hit 4 for 4.
Sure,
I mean, he deserves the
okay.
credit. He deserves the credit he's
Yeah,
getting.
I'm not.
I'm
not-
giving him credit for them doing what they need to do to win games,
That's
but
it.
I'm not giving him more credit of this kid is again, these fucking next superstar. Like the kid is.
I mean,
aight,
We
like,
said that he's not a superstar. We already gave
but he
that.
could be the next one though. I mean, that's not far fetched.
If he wins,
yeah, if
and
you're out here winning,
wins this championship, gets the Finals MVP.
he didn't even get the Eastern Conference final, and he
you
thought
wanna
he
let me
did.
finish? You wanna let me- That's what I'm
thought he
saying.
did.
If he does and gets it, is he then not a superstar?
Pascal Siakam's gonna get it.
All right. Well, the games ain't even be played yet. I'm just saying.
Is Jaylen Brown a superstar?
Yeah.
is Jaylen Brown?
I
Yeah,
think,
Jaylen Brown's a
Jaylen Brown's a-
superstar.
Superstar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's not.
I mean,
nah.
he's one.
Wait.
Behind Ant-Man, he's probably like the best
why
two-guard
is
in the
Jaylen
league.
Brown not a superstar?
I'm talking about Jaylen Brown from the
Celtics. Yeah.
Celtics.
Yes. Why is he not a superstar?
What makes him a superstar?
He's a Finals MVP. He has his own signature
Yeah,
shoe.
multiple
So is Andre
multi-
Iguodala a superstar then?
No, he's multiple All-Stars. He
Yeah,
has
I'm
a Finals
I'm
MVP.
you just cut
Is
my whole-
Andre Iguodala a superstar?
Andre Iguodala is not even in playing shape right now. Why are we bringing
Yeah.
up
I'm saying,
Andre Iguodala?
in his career, was he considered a superstar?
No.
He won Finals MVP.
but he
on a
doesn't.
Well, he
championship.
didn't have
he
multiple
wasn't. He's
All-Star
not a perennial All
appearances,
Star.
though.
He's not.
Yeah.
He was
There's
an
other.
All-Star?
There's other
Not
layers.
perennial, though.
Yeah, there's other layers to it. Not just because he's a Finals MVP. I'm just saying, Jaylen to me is indicative of the new stars that we have. It can't always be Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Steph Curry. We have to start donning the cap on some new people at some point.
I told you before last that you get 5, maybe superstars in the league. At
You only
one
get 5
time.
at a time.
At one time.
So
because if
It's
again
more than
going
that
back,
now,
I hate
though.
to keep beating a dead horse right now. If we giving so many people a superstar status, we have the most superstars in the NBA that we've ever had at any point in the NBA's existence.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
historically, the NBA hasn't had 19-year-olds like coming in right away and just taking over like that.
But even still, like
here's why.
the
Here's
label of superstar is not something you just shell out
No,
to 15
I get
players
that. No,
in
I
the
think
league.
I think there's about 10 though. I mean, there's about 10.
Not even. I don't
all right.
think we
So
got
off the
that.
top of my head, all right.
Mainly because the
Joel
5 from my era
Embiid.
haven't
Is Joel
retired.
Embiid a superstar?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm knocking off names. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Luca.
Yeah.
Yes, we did this.
Okay. Joker.
Yes.
Okay. And we already got the 3 we know. LeBron,
Yes. Because he's
Steph,
going to be Steph and
Durant.
KD.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
it.
That's over 5 right there. That's 6.
Okay. 6.
but I'm just saying.
So even more so, the rest of these niggas ain't getting it.
Okay.
Like,
Well, Jason
Alright.
Tatum's getting it.
Nope, he's not gonna give it to him. I don't know what he's never broken down the criteria for me.
Yeah.
Clearly, he just says
Jason
he's
Tatum
not or he
definitely
is.
is.
It's like a
told
feeling
you-
thing.
Like I told you, the criteria is a set amount of things that we just throwing way too much in the mix right now as far as what makes them a superstar. Like, and again, the number one thing for me is appeal to the masses. Like,
And
you're
Jason
not a
Tatum or Jalen
superstar
Brown is
if
not appealing to masses.
Jason Tatum a little bit closer to it, yeah.
What do you mean
but
appeal-
Jason
what do you mean-
Tatum get well
appeal
soon,
to
so
the
I'm
do you
not
mean-
gonna kick him
what do you
in while
mean
he's
by that?
down. Like
What do you mean by that? Like the eye test?
I said last episode, and again, sorry to beat a dead horse, but last episode,
Horse is
appealing to the
kicking right
masses
now.
means that when you travel on road games, people show up to see you,
Oh, okay.
even
okay.
if you ain't from their home team.
I got you. Okay.
Like,
Okay,
like
So
Kobe,
if-
when he comes to the
people
Garden,
gravitate
that
to you.
game's gonna sell out
Yeah, the
because
people
Kobe
gravitate
is a
to you.
superstar.
But there's
you know?
people in the league that aren't like. That's why I said what I said earlier about Tyrese. He's not a superstar. He's a super villain because people dislike him.
Well,
They don't like his style of play. They don't like his antics. They don't like him.
yeah,
so,
that's what I was gonna say.
So he that still doesn't mean he's not on a status that's
Yeah.
higher than another player
Yeah.
or somebody that's like like Sabonis. Like,
I'm not
you know
even talking about the appeal of the super villain. People hate him. I'm like his game mixed with everything else in it. Don't scream superstar
Here it
to
is.
me.
Now you talking that jazz.
I don't watch his ass light up the
Now you
Sixers too
talking
many
that
times,
jazz, bro. Come on, man.
Nah,
I
his
feel
game
like
is
you
like
over.
that.
I feel like you just hating because there's a little bit of
I'm
a
not
bias.
even saying that he's not putting up numbers. Like, yes, he's putting up numbers, but this season that he just came off of, it didn't jump out the charts for him to be like now, yes, when he's showing up in the biggest moments in the playoff, it's going to look like he's the only one playing still left on one of two teams. So, yeah, you're going to get all the attention right now. Like, throughout the regular season, when was anybody saying this guy's a superstar? No.
I mean,
I don't care what people
no,
say.
yeah.
I mean, he is though.
but what people say also matters to who gets labeled a superstar.
that's
No,
fair.
not necessarily.
It does.
I
So
kind
how
of
do
agree
we-
with he's
I mean,
saying.
not
I kinda
not
agree with
not,
he's saying,
not to
yeah.
my opinion. Like I have my opinions based off the eye test. And
I mean, I just don't like to put like that
The
level,
title on
like
them.
that title. It means you in a different stratosphere, and when you start giving everybody that title to me, then it becomes a little watered down because
And that's
a
why
lot
I
of
think
people
I
ain't earned-
acquiesce.
I don't-
I'm done trying
Even
to put
back
that
in the
label on
best
people.
era of basketball, which was second era best era in the 2000s when we had a bunch of stars in the league. How many of them was actually superstars? AI superstar, Kobe superstar, Shaq superstar, T-Mac superstar, Vince superstar.
Okay.
Outside of
Tim
that,
Duncan.
Tim
Kevin
Duncan.
Tim
Garnett.
Duncan, yeah, for
but not even
sure.
really a superstar. Tim Duncan was like the Joker of back then. Literally,
Yeah, he definitely was
like,
a Joker.
They're
back
not the
then.
biggest personality.
No talking.
Kevin
all
Garnett,
work.
superstar, 7 maybe.
All
You know what I'm
work.
saying.
Right.
And then you have people that were in the league that
And who
to
else at
me-
that time?
Yao Ming,
no. No.
biggest in China.
Yes, just because of his cultural impact
Yeah,
on that
biggest-
continent and
biggest
them
in China.
having per capita like the population and all
Yeah,
that. Like
he's a
yeah.
superstar.
So in that yes, I would give you out
yeah.
that. Special case though, because that's different. Like Jeremy Lin was a superstar at one point. Like,
Nah, he
come
was
on.
hot. He was just hot. It was a flash in the pan.
Right, but I'm saying Yao was that on a way bigger level, and that continent and that country just
Yeah.
championed him. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll give Yao that.
Well, if you're talking about it from that, I'm talking about just statistically. I'm not talking about people that gravitate and follow them and stuff
But
like
that to me matters with the superstar thing too.
Mm.
I
you
don't
know?
think it does.
Mm.
Like for me,
I
I'm
think so
talking. I'm going
because-
based off of play. I don't really care how people think about. Like Jason Tatum's like, and I hate the fact that I have to fucking defend him in this because I don't really like him. Like, but his
Shout
game
out
is
to
good.
Jason. Nah,
Like,
Jason's
get well
good,
soon.
man.
But
Good dude.
he's a very private person,
Good
like
dude,
from what I
man.
understand. And Jaylen Brown is kind of the same way. So that's maybe why the appeal ain't there because like they just not like. And also too, Jason Tatum's like super cringy with a lot of him like just quoting other people, and Halliburton's kind of on that vibe too.
That matters. That's what
No,
I'm
it does
saying.
matter, but
Like-
that doesn't matter to me. If you're talking about he's a superstar player,
Is he balling or we
a superstar
balling, man?
player
But
is what I'm talking about. Like we talking
Come on,
stats, the
man.
bag, like like the resume that he's got now. Like he's definitely a superstar. Nobody
So
his
then
age has a better
Tyrese-
resume.
Then Tyrese definitely is not a superstar because
So you
his
take it- so
resume
that-
does
That's
not
why I said
add up.
after he.
So you
if he
taking
win,
Luke? So you taking Luke over Jason Tatum right now?
over JT right now. Well, I have to because get well soon.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously.
I got to
That's
see
not
what
fair.
JT
That's
look
not a fair
like when he
comparison.
get back, right?
That's
'Cause
not a fair
that's-
But the
that's a
Jason
whole
Tatum
different
that you
thing.
know,
Like before,
Am I
prior
taking
to
Luke over
injury,
yeah.
Mm,
Numbers wise, that's a real.
Yeah,
that's a
like
real-
if you're just
It's
stacking
tough.
like
It's tough.
accolades, like if you're stacking accolades, Luka was better out the gate, and he's been.
I'm not
better
talking
for
about.
longer.
I'm talking about the eye test, like like everything.
I
Like I'm
mean,
taking Jason Tatum. And I like
it's
Luka's game a lot,
it's
but
apples to oranges outside of the defensive end because that's a whole different thing with Luka. But it's apples to oranges with me when it's Luka and Jason Tatum. You know,
Yeah.
They're very
well,
comparable.
I
So
just know
Luka
one thi-
averages 29.9 points, 8.8 rebounds, 7.5
right. But
assists.
you don't got to question
and I'm
Tatum.
not saying JT's
Jason
not
Tatum,
not in
26.1
consideration
points,
for that superstar.
9.2
Like
rebounds,
you know,
3.9 assists.
like JT is right on the cusp of that. I think right now is like we got to see what it looks like. You know, I would have said he was the closest thing because to me that whole Jason Tatum thing when everybody was arguing about Ant being the next face of the league, I said like, why don't people talk more about Jason Tatum? So I believe Jason Tatum is like of that caliber of player, but he hurt right now, so I can't really keep him in that conversation because I want to.
I don't get why he don't get a lot of respect, and I don't know if it's because media don't talk. But he's one of the coldest players in the league for sure, easily, not even close.
He's good. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. I think I would have liked to see how he would have finished out this postseason, and I would have put him in a different conversation for me. Seeing him
Yeah.
go down the way he did kind of changed things. I'm like, damn. Well, now you got a whole different other chip on his shoulder. So we go see when he come back.
Yeah,
Is Kyrie a superstar by the way too?
Was I think at one point, not right
Not-
now.
Not anymore.
That whole COVID shit finished him.
Wow. I don't know if I could rock with you, man, because your takes is crazy to me.
How's my take crazy?
Because you're saying that Kyrie Irving is not a superstar.
Not right now. No,
Nah, that's wild work right there. It's like
he
Uncle
does
Drew.
not have,
Uncle Drew is a superstar, bro. Come on,
right,
man.
but
that's not.
I'm. I
You
kind of.
also talking about
You
you
agree
also
with him
talking
with
about
that?
someone that
I
they
do.
didn't invite to the USA team because of political stances that though like all that shit matters to your superstar status.
I don't know.
So along
man.
with Drew's point, is he a superstar generational talent player? Yes, but niggas, you couldn't call Kyrie a superstar when he didn't get the vaccine. You could not. He would have chewed your
it
head
was a
off.
very weird time. That's
Right,
a
exactly.
fluke, once in a lifetime event.
This stuff matters to people's careers
I
and how they
guess,
go.
bro.
Like we
I
saw how his
guess.
career went from there. Like, come on, man.
How much is that weighted to the score though? To me, that's why it's like it seems like you're like putting so much weight on public opinion versus
That
talent
matters
and
with
skill
that
level.
matters with being a superstar, bro.
I guess, bro.
That matters with being a superstar. It
I
does.
don't
Like,
agree with it. I don't agree.
Kobe
I'm not
wasn't a
saying-
superstar for a little bit too with that whole case that he
Oh,
caught.
come on. Let's not even bring up the old, you know what I mean, RIP
In the eyes
code.
of the
Yeah,
America, he was a whatever you want to call him at that point. God rest his soul. But Kobe went through the same thing. He had to earn back his superstar status. So as Kyrie, like, you know, is he good enough to? Yes. I'm a Kyrie fan. He's one of my
feel like
favorite players
your
to watch in
game
the league.
should speak louder than if your game
It's
speaks
not.
louder than
You
your,
talk all the time about how basketball is a business and all that. Like,
That's
it
very
matters
true.
to being
That's
a
very true.
superstar. You know, so when you start putting that label on people, it's like, yo, you got to also factor in like
their impact outside the game.
the
Yeah.
impact, the business side of it, the accolades, the statistics, the track record of you versus the public opinion. Like all that stuff matters to being a superstar, which is why LeBron is still a freaking superstar in the NBA because you've never heard a bad word come out about him ever in his freaking career. Like his
That's
resume
fair.
is damn near spotless. Steph's resume is damn near spotless. They'll be superstars until they hang up basketball forever because in public opinion, they're transcendent players who just never did anything wrong and they get all the marketing and all the dollars behind anything that they want to do. So now even as their play has dissipated later in their career, they're still superstars. Name players, especially in LeBron's case, who's been that good for this long to say that he has this much of a face of the league still in 23 years coming now? Like,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. when you think
because
about it.
he's a superstar. Like
It's like-
that's what I'm saying. Like that shit matters when you factor in the person's career. You know,
I feel like if they have a ability to kind of like do a bionic body, he would probably like put himself into that. Like, you know what? I'll play a couple more years.
Cryogenically frozen or something like that.
Shit
Just wait
crazy.
to the like put his DNA, freeze it.
they say
and
when he
then boom.
retire, all the steroid rumors are gonna start coming out.
I don't
Now
know
you
about
over there,
that.
you take hot take over there.
Ain't no
What's
hot
your,
take.
what's your hot take? Steroid
It's
rumors.
gaining traction
It's-
online.
what traction? Where?
It's always been. Come on, man.
What you looking at? The shade room? What you looking at?
Right, man. I ain't gonna give no sources right
no,
here.
no sources.
Because it ain't credible front page news type shit. But they say when
Exactly.
he retires, you're gonna start hearing all the.
Yo, clip this up, chat. Clip this up and make this
Clip
into a thing so we can
Clip it.
go get viral.
Revisit this in
You know what
5,
I'm
6
saying?
years. Hopefully, when he retires.
But to go back to your original thing, I do think Jaylen Brown's a superstar because like the only two guard I can think off the top of my head that's better than him is Ant-Man. I don't think that Devin Booker's better than him or any like Donovan Mitchell.
Hey,
Who's a 2 and who's a 3 though? Now,
Yeah,
like,
it's
that's-
hard to
that's
I
the
mean
read.
part that
Donovan
makes
Mitchell's
it-
Donovan
hard to
Mitchell's a
read.
2.
I mean, yeah, height wise, sure.
Are you saying Jaylen Brown's a 3?
I don't know.
I
on
mean,
that
he plays
team.
it too,
It's
though.
5-out basketball, so I think you just have
it's
wings
a different
and
style
bigs
of game
now,
right
so,
here.
You know, it's tricky. There's a lot of people you could throw in that 2 conversation.
A true two?
They
But
ain't no true.
you're only
like-
gonna name one that's better than Jaylen Brown though. Ant-Man. There's nobody other 2 that you could throw in there that I think is better.
Jason Tatum might be a 2. He's on his own team, so
He's a 3 or a 4. He is not no 2.
I've seen Jaylen Brown play the 3 and the 4 sometimes. So it's like it's hard.
I
for
see
me
him
to
play
tell.
the 3, but that's like
It's hard to tell, you know. So that position stuff only really matters to me so much nowadays because
Alright.
everything is different basketball wise as far as positions. You're either a big or you're a
Yeah.
small
Mhm.
or a wing or whatever. And nowadays the bigs are shooting, the wings is
The only clear definitive position
you got
is,
point
is
guard
the
setting
one.
pick and rolls now consistently. It's a different game.
Well,
now.
yeah, the fives
a
get
true
the
two
fives
is
get the
hard.
ball screens.
Right, facts.
That's why it's like with Shea. Is he a point guard, shooting guard?
He's a
What is
2
it?
guard too. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
Shea
hard
to me is better than
to me-
Jalen.
Yeah, he is.
But that's why I said the
But that's
position
why it's
thing, you know,
exactly
is a little tricky.
Yeah,
How do
Shea's
you-
a point guard.
He's a point guard when he needs to be, but he's also a 2 guard when he needs to be. Like,
No, he's a point guard. He's definitely. You're not gonna play it every possession. There's gonna be mixes and sets of 5. But
I
what
feel
you're
like
listed as,
the way they operate sometimes, you'll see him in the 2 guard position more, especially if they have.
He
When the
pri- he
ga- when the
does- he's their
game-
primary ball handler. I
when the
won't give you
game
that.
starts.
So, yes, he is
yes.
the point guard by that definition, I guess.
Yeah.
But Shea's a 2. Like, let's keep it funky. Like,
no, he's not a 2. He's a 1.
Shea's
All
a
right.
2, bro.
He's just
That's fine.
tall. He's a 1. The way he plays.
Which
All right.
I mean, the 5-out basketball is different.
5-out
I'm not
basketball,
arguing
man.
with
I'm
nobody.
I
give it
get
to
it,
you.
but like what they're listed as is what they are. I get what their game might
What is
scream,
he
but
listed
like
as?
he's listed as a point guard. He
Is
brings the
listed as
ball
point
up.
guard?
The ball, they get a rebound. They're outletting it to him. He runs the offense. Like, what are we talking about? I know he's not gonna have the ball every possession from the top calling the play,
Yeah.
Like they'll mix it
Shea
in when
is
they
a
have
point
Caruso.
guard only
Yeah, he's
because
playing
they have
point
no
guard,
better
yeah.
option to play
Yeah.
to be
He's
the
point
primary.
guard. They listen to him as point
If you
guard
put
on
Chris Paul on Shea's team, Shea's not a point guard.
No, Chris Paul's coming off the bench. That's what's gonna happen. Because Shea's the point guard.
Facts. But I'm saying prime
Yeah,
Chris Paul.
facts. Facts.
Prime Chris Paul. Like, you know, a
Yeah.
real, there's
Them
not
days
even any true
long
quintessential
behind
point
him.
guards now, but either way.
Chris Paul looking
I
like
don't
you
know.
out there on the court.
Chris Paul looks better than me. I can guarantee that. And he plays basketball a lot more than I do.
That's
So,
facts, that's
you know,
facts.
it is what it is.
And that's good talk about superstardom though. It's interesting how we all see it.
Yeah, everybody has different
I've been on
opinions.
this soapbox for a couple weeks now because I'm just tired of this shit happening with Halle, whatever you want to
No,
call
he's
it.
not a
Really?
superstar. You gotta have a bigger
That's
catalog.
why I always I put the
It's too
caveat.
early.
I put the
Yeah, no,
caveat
it's too
if he
early.
wins final MVP and championship.
I
That's
mean,
my caveat.
no, I mean they're okay to say could he be, yeah, but to like crown it, no, hell
I
no.
don't
He's
see
not
it, man.
crownable yet.
Mm-mm.
He's not crownable yet. And not only that, I feel like he, despite him just clutch, I do believe he's what's the word? Because I'm not an Indiana Pacer fan or a Tyrese Halliburton
think.
fan. Here you go. Let me cook, man. I'm not neither of those. But when I look at the way that he's being like restructured, it's like if someone else, like any names we just brought up, was doing what he was doing in the finals, I feel like they would be like, oh man, he's amazing, this, that, and the third. And instead, it's like, it's always the conversation of how he's not all that with Tyrese.
Well, yeah,
And that's always, like, I feel like that's followed him for a very long time. Like,
It's
he's
been
not.
this year. It's been 1 year.
Man.
It's been 1 year this
Yeah,
year. It's been the only real year that people been like on some like
No,
fuck Halle type shit.
I mean, they gave him some stuff last year,
Yeah.
and then they were going at him about how he was like the Christian Leitner of this Olympics team and
Christian
stuff.
Leitner.
That's what
I
they were
mean,
saying
yeah,
because he didn't really play.
I count that as this year. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
season
yeah,
ends
okay.
last year,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
into
yeah.
the summer, he didn't play on the USA team, and now coming into this year, like that's when the hate train started to pick up for him. You know, and I can recognize that, but again, I also think like you kind of bring a lot of that shit on
Well,
yourself.
you know what it kind of reminds me of though, because they were trying to do this, and I remember because he knocked out my fucking team. They were trying to do that with Trae Young, but it was a 1 year, and then
Trae.
and then he just went away. They were doing that with Trae Young. Oh, he can shoot from the low. Is he the next Steph Curry? They was doing all that when he beat the Sixers. And then I think Halliburton was getting that last year.
Yep.
And the fact that like Trae Young didn't do shit after that, pretty much. Like if we're talking,
Trae Young is still nice. Like
Yeah, he
no,
is.
but I'm saying, but he's not winning shit.
He went more
Like,
on
not
the
even-
assist
oh, yeah,
route.
yeah, not even
like,
close.
No.
If they would have got back to the conference finals again or something further the year after, yeah, they probably would have started talking that dumb
I think
shit
Atlanta
too.
needs a lot of work.
But
before
now-
they rostered. They need
Yeah,
to
they
blow
need
it
a
up.
lot of work.
They do. But I think
Trae
the fact
might be on a
that
different team soon.
yeah,
so.
the fact that Halliburton got back and even got further now is why they're trying to make that case. I mean, they love to have a point guard like be that person. Like
Listen, they need storylines in the league. That's how that's how it generates sales.
Yeah.
That's how they generate. They're taking pages out of WWE at this point. That's why I feel like they just making something sensationalized to have something that to talk about, like this person versus that person.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, plus superstar too. I mean, you ain't gotta have like the perfect ingredients, but like you can't average 18 and be a superstar. Like
okay.
he did average 18 this year.
That's
So.
what I'm saying. Like
So,
this is what
I mean,
I'm
I know
saying.
you play
like,
elevates
No,
and
that's
stuff
what
in the
I'm
playoffs.
Everybody
but,
just go back to the numbers. Like that's where it stops for me. Like
yeah.
you add on top of that
You gotta get at
got
least
people think he's
25.
corny.
Again,
that on top
my
of that, people
conversation
think he's overrated,
isn't.
bro.
I've already acquiesced. He's not a superstar.
Yeah.
We not arguing on that.
Yeah.
I'm saying if he wins
Yeah.
and gets the Finals MVP, does that push him enough?
No, I don't think it pushes him enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't know if he gets Finals MVP if he win. I gotta see it play.
Well, in this
out.
day and age, because
Well, we don't know what the game's gonna look like. We gotta see the
Yeah.
games.
well,
Blow-
not, people
blowout
aren't
for
going back
game
to back
2.
either.
By the time this is out, we'll see how that going. How that
He's
one
calling
went already.
blowout. I'm saying it's gonna be a nail biter again.
Listen,
We'll see what
man,
happens.
we're gonna
Well,
see.
I think the fact too that like a lot of teams aren't going back to back, I think that is what creates this superstar like pendulum that just keeps going back and forth because
Hate it, man.
you don't have these like, like I feel like so in the NFL, for instance, you don't have that big of a debate with the quarterback position about who's a superstar, who's not, because up until this year there was like one motherfucker winning them all, and then
Facts,
before that it was
facts.
one motherfucker winning them all. So it's like there weren't like 10, but like if Lamar Jackson had won one right now, if Josh Allen had one, I guarantee that there'd be the conversation. Look how they're trying to do Joe Burrow off of 1 year. They
Yeah.
wanted him to be the face so bad.
Yeah.
They still kind of
Football
do.
is
I'm like, bro, they talk
different,
about him so
though.
much you need to make the playoffs, but in the
Football is
NBA,
different, and
yeah,
there's so much more parity in
no,
football.
it is.
that-
But in the NBA, I feel like now more than ever, I think for the longest time in a while, like we're seeing a different team and every year, pretty much.
No doubt. And that's to me why you know none of these niggas are superstars. Like,
Yo, he's
right
he's
there.
To some
Like,
degree, the superstars do win repeatedly.
You gotta have runs.
That has to be a
like,
caliber.
Yeah.
You gotta have runs. Like, you gotta be in the mix somehow. If you hot one year, then like, bro, you gotta get your consistency down.
Yeah.
But if you made it this far, man, we off hoops. So thank you for sticking with us through that.
I know, right? We went through a long run right
drawn
there.
out conversation about superstars again. Because
Yeah.
clearly I'm passionate about telling none of these niggas they superstars. So hey, it is what it is. Moving forward, we will go political. That's a stark, contrast.
Yeah, from basketball
So some shut up and dribble shit.
to ballots.
Nah, this ain't even political. It's just funny as hell. Trump and Elon is wildin'. Like, Trump and Elon is wildin'. Did any of you who voted back in the fall foresee this?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I definitely knew there was going to be a honeymoon period and then it was going to fall out. I didn't think it would be like this.
I thought it'd be exactly like this.
I didn't think it'd be like this because it's very, very public and what's the word I want to say? I think the levels of disrespect was like high on this one. And I didn't see that coming. I knew there was going to be like, I'm done with you. This is over. This is fun. It was while it lasted. It's over now. But I didn't see it. I mean, even with your boy Kanye, right? He was wearing the MAGA hat and then exit stage left, got out of that situation.
First of all, don't ever call Kanye my boy.
Okay. Pause. I mean, I don't know. I mean, sorry, I ain't know. But it was just weird. Like I just feel like the Trump, Elon, syndicate, symbiotic relationship. It was short lived, and I think it wasn't meant to be more than what it was. It's just a moment in time where y'all two megalomaniacs got together and cooked up something. And then it didn't work out anymore, so they moved on. So I think their personalities are too big for the moment, so they had to be in public with their mess.
I think that's why I see it being exactly what it's turned out to be. You got two motherfuckers who don't know how to put their phone down.
Yep.
Like
Facts.
historically don't know how to put their phone down, and historically say whatever the hell they want on the internet. One of them owns the freaking site where like you own X, so you got to play into that shit. So yeah, I do believe that this being the way it is how it was gonna look when they, eventually came to odds about whatever the hell they came to odds about. So for my side of it, it's entertaining because now everybody just has to see this whole shit show play out even more. And it's either that really they beefing or they just trying to put the wool over our eyes so they can do some other shit behind the scenes where
that's a fair theory, yeah.
The old, whatever they call it, the trick where you look them over
Smoke
here,
screen.
all that. So,
Bait and switch.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a very political person, right? Because I think the two-party system's run its course. We need to figure out something else, something different. Get all the minds together, kind of figure out a new pathway for our country and figure out different things. That's how my sole philosophy. You do not have to subscribe. But at the same time, whilst we have a president in place, whilst there's people that are, at odds with him, I just feel like we can be more clandestine. I feel like we can be more quieter about this. Like, we don't got to do it out on Front Street. The whole world is watching. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was taught by my mentor. He was like, whenever you have a dispute with people that work under you or whatever the case, you praise in public and then you correct in private. You don't do it on Front Street. You don't put it on blast. You pull them aside like, hey, look, here's what I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you felt a certain way. We don't got to go out in the middle of the street with it. But, we can separate, move on. I respect you. You respect me. We out. You know what I mean?
Nah.
That's not those individuals. But again, that's where I'm like, when people overseas, internationally, you can attest to some of this, like how they view us already isn't always like the most. You know
I
what I
told
mean?
that story on here about what happened when Trump got elected and I was overseas.
It's like so it's like when they think about us, it's like now this is another thing they attach to our.
It's over for that.
You know what I mean? So it's like
it's over for that.
I look at it from a global perspective and I'm like, man,
get used to it, bro.
That's
how we getting looked at
right
for a
now.
long time now. When they let Trump win it the first time, yes. When they let Trump win it the second time, even more so now.
Yeah.
That whole rose-colored glasses when everyone's looking at the U.S., which wasn't even really like that to begin with, but now it's like it's a fucking joke. Like, It's a joke.
Yep.
Entertaining, but you know,
Entertaining.
it makes for a great timeline when you see him going back and forth, and Trump is in the Epstein.
I feel like we're in a reality
files
show.
and all that.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
So I'm
man.
saying, two bozos with power, who-
Pay attention to next
no
season.
dignity, no integrity.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I saw the whole Captain America, the new one. I finally got around.
You
to
finally
it.
watched the Brave New?
Yeah,
What's the name? Brave New World?
yeah.
How you think? What you think?
I wasn't really fucking with it. Just being
Really?
honest. Yeah, nah.
You didn't like it?
Nah, they try
it-
to play too much into the whole like political and Captain America is black and he doesn't agree with the president, but he has to respect the office and all that. Like,
He has to respect the office. Why'd
like
you
I
do a-
see what
why'd
y'all
you
was trying
a
to do,
fist?
Marvel, like, because that's how he was when he was talking to the
Hey,
one boy.
yo.
Like, yeah, I know I got an issue with, but you know he's the president, and I got like, bro, fuck off with all that.
I know.
Like, ain't nobody
So
trying to
wait,
see all that shit in
what was
Marvel.
he supposed to do? Not work with the president and be like?
It's just how that shit was depicted. I see they was
Oh.
trying to take the political climate of America and put it into like a new Marvel movie, which is controversial in itself because now Captain America is black and like the whole racial versus political is like, you know,
I didn't
Marvel
pay-
stock is down.
I didn't pay to watch this.
I'm gonna get around to the other
Oh,
one.
okay.
I'm gonna get around to the other one before
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. I'm gonna get to that before Fantastic Four because I gotta catch up.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
Marvel
obviously,
timeline, but-
for me, I felt like Brave New World was
and this is off on a tangent. Sorry,
I know it was
but-
a bump up, not a bump down for the Marvel movies. Like to me, what's the last Marvel movie that I felt like was decent? Like it's been a lot of like
decent?
Like Thor was trash to me.
You
The
want
one
talking
with
about the third
with
one?
the kid and all that. That one was trash. And the
Nah,
kids,
that was decent.
that was
alright.
trash.
Eternals, quiet as kept. People shit on Eternals, and that for me is one of the better, most underrated Marvel movies, and two, also going to be one of the most pivotal movies in this whole next phase of Marvel that motherfuckers like slept on while they was watching it the first time.
Mm.
Like Eternals, and this is like being a Marvel kind of junkie. Eternals is supposed to be a film that sets up so much of the shit to come with the whole celestial being that came out. Like that shit was foreshadowing like a motherfucker, and people just shitted on the movie because they weren't really watching it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like the characters, they didn't like, and then not for nothing, it was a pretty good movie. Like, but hey, that's my opinion.
Well,
I don't watch a lot of the Marvel movies, but I did see the Venom series, the third one that came out recently.
That's
was
Marvel
really good.
adjacent. Yeah.
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 The Venoms are really good. The third one that came out last year was really
Historically,
good.
Yeah. It's Marvel characters, but it's just not. So
Historically.
Sony owns the
Yeah, they do.
intellectual property of
Yeah.
it. So
But they got the rights back, but there's like timelines on
Yeah.
some of the characters.
But the
so they
Venom, the
can't
third
use it.
one came out last year. That one was really good.
I didn't see that one. I know the last
good.
one, the last Marvel movie I thought was fire was Guardians 3.
Yeah.
That
That was just last year.
yeah, that was fire to me. That was well done, well written. My question is not to jump from Marvel, but are you excited for the new Superman?
No, I hate Superman.
Damn. Why you hate Superman?
They
He's-
stole the
he's-
director from Marvel, so I kind of want to see what they do with it.
He's good at everything. I don't like.
He's good at everything.
Yeah,
he ain't
he-
got no riz.
I mean, but
he got no swag.
but like,
He
if
got
we're talking
swag.
like superpower,
he got white
like,
people swag.
Barely.
So again, why I don't gravitate to him. No, I'm just kidding. Nah,
Yo, you
just,
said
he,
it, man.
He has everything though. Like it's like, he's a man of steel. He can do this. He can go somewhere in fucking space in like 3 seconds. Like, yeah, like that's annoying. And
Oh,
if there's no kryptonite, there's no kryptonite, there's no story.
So it's
I
like
just-
you
I
almost
don't
feel like he's too overpowered.
I feel like he has too much power.
Okay,
It's not fun to watch.
that's fair.
I mean, he be going, he catch hell. He go through some static.
Yeah, he goes through some stuff, but I appreciate your perspective though. I think that you have a point.
Just a lame superhero to me.
A lame
I'm just tired
superhero.
of making Superman movies in general. Like, how many times you gonna rewrite the
Right,
same?
we get it. We
Just
get
spin it.
it's like
So
we
how
get
many times
it.
do
Let's
Batman?
move on.
Batman got redone like
Facts, too.
50 times.
Facts.
Take it easy.
Same shit.
Let's take it.
Facts.
Stop
What now?
making-
Now you don't want to do. You okay with Batman?
That's
though?
his nigga.
You're
though.
talking to
Batman
people-
Is,
I got two-
Understandable.
You gotta chill. He got a
So you're
special
okay with
relationship
Batman, but
with
for some
Batman.
reason you don't like Superman.
Because Batman can get fucked up. Like,
Yeah, Batman can get beat up like multiple
Batman
ways.
has billions of dollars, and instead of helping the
billions
communities,
of dollars.
what does
you
he
can't
do?
lift a building,
get a
bro.
suit and go beat up thugs that barely make money anyway, are probably subject to their own communities.
Or how about his parents got iced and he made a promise to his city that no one else is going to endure that besides him?
yes, while he sits around his billionaire mansion
And that's cap
and
too.
coulda
'cause
spent
mad
his
people
money-
Still endured that shit. Even
Yeah.
though he was,
What?
and could have spent money to improve the community. I ain't never seen he spent $1 on the black community.
What?
I ain't never seen Batman spend $1 on the black community.
They don't talk about where he spends his money in these comics
exactly
and
my
movies.
point. That's my point. Not one comic book they ever wrote
All right,
where
we're gonna reel this thing back
Batman,
in.
where Batman helped out the black community. You know how many
When we
kids?
get
that be-
Batman-
I forgot
and-
Superman did. I didn't know that.
No, I'm just saying if we gonna we gonna rate them on a scale. Let's rate them on the same
On the
scale.
picket lines.
Let's rate them on the same scale, man.
That's not why he got into being Batman, though.
I know that, but I'm saying as a hero, he ain't the hero for the black community. He ain't help us out.
What? He
What-
fights the crime in the
Excuse
city.
me, sir.
Where's the
That's-
black folks? He's helping. That's what I'm
Luke
saying.
Cage.
That's Luke Cage's
We
responsibility.
got a black superhero. His name is Luke
They're
Cage.
like, there's no black people in Gotham. Where he helping us out?
Listen, man, we're gonna move forward.
I'm confused.
We're gonna reel it back in, and we're gonna get to a topic
You gotta
that
talk to Gotham
Waldo is
about
very
that.
passionate
Call the
about.
Gotham. Commissioner Gordon, man. That's all. I'll call him up, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was black in the most
We're
recent one.
good on the superheroes, y'all. We good.
You brought it up. That's the problem.
I
You brought
did.
this
I
up.
realized I introduced a bad, segue that led us to a whole different place. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take control back now.
Go
We're
ahead,
gonna
go ahead.
move
Do your
forward
thing,
to
bro.
And if we're being
domestic
honest,
violence.
Batman movies are like if we're talking cast, especially, they have the best cast by far in any of the superhero movies.
I can agree with that.
Historically,
The Batman
Dark
movies were
Knights
fire.
is highly
Were
rated.
fire. I'll
so
give him
we'll
that.
leave
Give
it
him
at
that.
We put it to bed.
some
on
of these
that.
casts in some of these superhero movies.
It's fair. I'm trying to get the DDG, so
My bad,
Waldo
I'm sorry.
can go in the soapbox.
Get me riled up about Batman.
I know, right?
Clearly,
I didn't
he's
know he was this
triggered.
passionate. We need to do an episode
My whole
about
chest is
comics
Batman and
stuff.
Joker. My whole chest.
Yeah, I didn't know, man. I didn't know. But
it's
I
good.
can agree that Joker is the best villain. I'll give you that.
So DDG,
DDG.
DDG.
So where
and
you want me to
Halle
land? Where you want me
Bailey.
to land? I mean, because I could talk about this. Well, because a lot of times we talk on the podcast about relationships and situations that's going on in a celebrity lens. The last episode we talked about Megan and Tory, and we did have we provided some of that context and color commentary.
Free
But-
Tory till it's backwards. So,
Oh, okay, all right. You over there just throwing out stuff now. Talking about Joker, super villain. It's the super villain episode. It seemed like. But in this situation, if you're not aware, there's been a lot going on with DDG and Halle Bailey, not former, but she's the most recent Ariel from Little Mermaid. And they would have a relationship and a child together.
I think they know all that.
They had a
Just get to
relationship,
the-
I should say.
Yeah, just get to the fast
But
forward.
anyway, let me put. I sent this one to you. Let me just pull this up. I'll just play this real quick. But this is what happened. What's going
She
on?
stabbed him? Oh, y'all shawty's looking crazy right now for this DDG situation. Side note, DDG is also being canceled by women on social media for coming out with all this evidence. As you guys know, DDG just had court today, and he just submitted 165 pages worth of evidence showing that not only is Halle the aggressor,
Allegedly to cover any
but
of the
she constantly would try to end it all with Halo if DDG did not do what she wanted. You see, not only did Halle have multiple episodes where she kept threatening to end it all if DDG didn't do what she wanted, she even threatened him that she had a knife. Seems like he went over there, and with this photo, she got him with said knife in his thumb. It looks bad. Go look on Twitter. You could pause to read for yourself, but then she continues to make more threats threatening her and Halo's life every time DDG does not do what she wants, even accusing DDG of laying up with Lala. Another instance was she stole DDG's loaded firearm and their son because DDG left her early during Mother's Day. And DDG was so terrified at what she could do, he threatened her and said, "I'm really going to call the police on you. Bring back the loaded firearm with
He
our
gonna
son."
go on for a long time,
Now, women on
so,
social media
yeah.
are upset, stating that why would DDG put out all this information on his baby mama, knowing that she probably was going through postpartum?
All right, I think we got the gist there, man.
What's your thoughts? I just want to know your thoughts. What you think? Again, this is another, African American male in a high status, dealing with relationships, dealing with women. There's cops, there's legal stuff involved. I want your thoughts and color commentary related to that.
Careful who you have kids with. There's another
That's it.
classic case of
And that's the show, guys.
like another classic case of that, like real shit for both sides, because obviously she's had her issues with him as a father, he's had his issues with her as a mother, and their dynamic between each other should just be messy. But I'm not mad at him spilling the tea, if that's what you want to call it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at it because sometimes you got to shine a light on their side of shit too.
Right.
You know, not to make it misogynist or any kind of, but if she actually cut them in, if she actually was sending those text messages to him about, I'm going to, off myself and the kid, like that kind of stuff, you need help.
Yeah, for sure.
You need help. Like, and I don't know if it's doctored. I don't know. I'm saying if this is actually the case, then she needs help, and all the women that are caping for her gotta chill. Like with that, it's just postpartum, and she's going through like he's wrong for bringing that stuff to the light. Like I gotta chill, bro. Like y'all be the. Nah, I ain't gonna chill.
I was like, where's it at? It's coming out. There it is.
I ain't gonna do it.
There it is.
I ain't gonna do it. But they gotta chill because if she's bugged out if she was on all that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of mental health issues in that regard.
For sure.
I don't know her personally, obviously, but I feel like I've heard this story before in other cases, other situations with different women where they are maybe a little unstable after they're having the child and they have a lot of on their shoulders and they lash out at the closest person that's there, right? And that's typically the person in a relationship with or family and friends that are close to them.
Right.
And it doesn't go well. So I think in that regard, I hope that she gets the help that she needs in terms of the mental health piece. In terms of like what you said earlier, be careful who you have a child with. Sometimes you don't see that until after the child comes.
This is true.
And I'm just saying because it's not something that you can predict or like, the hormonal changes of an individual after that child comes is something totally different from where you were when you first was relationship with them. It could be a whole different thing.
I feel that, but
yeah,
a lot of times there are signs.
There are signs. This is Final Destination.
There are signs sometimes that as men and even as women that you ignore because you think that, again, that whole rose-colored glasses, that's how you're looking at the person, and you ignore signs that come back later to bite you in your ass. Could someone be in a situation to where their chemical imbalance goes and then, they just change or bug out for a little bit? Yes, I do think so. But I do think that there are signs that, if something was to go that way, what kind of person this person would turn into.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, like, I'm very, like, cautious of that with women, even more so now in my, post-divorce everything. Like, I watch your mannerisms. I watch how you are. I watch how you, respond to certain things. I watch how you speak to people. I watch how you speak to yourself, too. As well, like all that stuff, those things to me, I'm taking note of because everyone's going to go through a point where they're challenged mentally with something. How you respond to those kind of things kind of it's shown early a little bit, and yes, people do change, people do grow, change for the better, change for the worse, whatever you want to say. But I do think that, sometimes you're just looking past shit because you think it's lit and everything is cool right now.
Right.
And me having been someone who was like that too in multiple relationships in my life, going back to freaking high school, college, like, sometimes you just think you love the person that much that you overlook some shit. And then when they get the chance to, they show you how they really get down, And in her situation, if it is postpartum, which a lot of people are saying, and I'm not, denying that postpartum may be a thing in this situation, you still got to get help. And all the people that, well, you're supposed to just hold it down as a man. She gave you a kid, so that your loyalty should be to her. You can't expect people to have to deal with the shit you go through, even if they was the one that put the baby in you. Like, if you bug out that much, it's only so much bug out that I'm going to put up with. Like, for real. Like, And if you cut me, it's over. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen,
if
anyone puts their hands on you, anything like that, listen, it takes one time. Get out of that situation. You shouldn't be allowed to put your hands on me. Don't be doing allowing that. Not even that. Even the part when he talked about the threats to unalive herself and things like that.
That's
stuff that you can't allow to play with. Like, you can't let that fester. You know what I mean? You gotta address it and make sure you have a plan of exit from that situation. I know it's a little difficult when there's a child involved, but you put yourself in a real toxic situation if you continue to allow that thing. But overall, we want people to get help when they in that state. because it's something deeper than just the moment. Sometimes when they have that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's tough to hear. I mean, because that's her sister is Chloe, right? And
Yep,
sister?
Chloe's her
So they're
sister,
like
yeah.
I thought they were twins at first, but I know they're sisters. But yeah, it sucks because like I feel like my introduction to them was like these pure, sweet, like young girls like on the rise,
Yeah.
like I think they
Speed
were
of
like
ones.
discovered by Beyonce
Stop,
and
yo.
all that.
Old speed of ones.
Stop.
Yeah, and then to
Them
see,
darlings.
but I will say for him to publicize it, there are instances where it isn't necessary to like humiliate somebody into submission though. Because sometimes like people will like not leave you the fuck alone, and then you gotta like put them on blast on a
Front
public
Street.
platform for them to
Yeah.
go the fuck away. It does happen. Like it's not like the best way to go about things, but it does happen from time to time, and that's probably this DDG person's like operative,
Yeah.
I would think. But and yeah, you can love somebody through stuff like if it's postpartum, like get help, but like love does have boundaries too. I mean, not a lot of people out here these days are willing to love you unconditionally, especially if you're talking like
Facts.
mental health stuff. People will walk away real quick if you're dealing with some real shit like that for real.
Facts.
So,
Yeah,
but
nah,
I just hope she's getting the help she needs because that definitely don't sound like the character that she like puts out there to like.
There will
The
be
trail.
I
signs.
love how you
Yeah.
said the character though.
There
I
will
feel
be
like
signs.
A lot
Yeah.
of people in the spotlight, or they really do, or they really are portraying characters. They're not being true to themselves, and a lot of times it creates this separation where you're out in public as one thing, but in private you really you don't have full grasp. You're a wanderer. You're
It
still
don't even
searching.
it ain't even gotta be that deep like celebrities. Like it be people that's regular
That's
people
fair.
that present as one thing in the public, and then when they get to the house, it's a whole different story.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, we see the best example of it by this trial that's going on. Like,
yeah, that's
Right.
fair. That's
Some of it-
fair.
but even still, more celebrities. There's
Right.
regular people
Yeah.
like
Down the street.
I done found out some things about regular people that I used to know or was acquaintances with at one point, and I'm like, damn, they did that. Like,
skeletons, bro.
it's just crazy what people do in their private lives. Again, that's why I don't put anybody on pedestals in that
Yeah,
way.
no,
you know?
Yeah.
no, don't do that.
But
Rightfully
it's
so.
messy as hell with them. I hope
Protect
they get
yourself, man.
everything they got to get figured out.
Oh,
Hope she
he's
gets
definitely
help.
moving on. I see him on the streams right now. He's going after India Love.
Oh yeah,
Rick Ross
and that make
Devin
them more mad.
Haney's
That make them more
ex.
mad. Trust me,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that make them more mad. So
Talking
that's a
from
whole different
experience, or
thing.
you? Let me leave it alone. Let me-
I'm saying, I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
The more we talk about, I
The
just keep
views
getting,
of D Burke
yeah, we're getting
do not
swim
represent
fan
EFS
vibes.
You know what
podcast
I mean?
or its affiliates. And
Yeah.
no, I'm not throwing shots at my baby mom. Like
I'm just saying, like you wait,
No.
that
you
correlation.
know, I'm just putting that on record.
No, it sounds
Good
like
space.
some swim fan
Father's
shit.
Day's around the corner.
that
My
movie?
shit better be litty.
Yo.
So,
Hey, mine
just
too. What's
continue.
up, baby? All three of us on the couch, man. We all fathers, man.
oh yeah, talk to y'all,
Yeah,
ladies.
man. Talk to your lady.
The camera's right there.
Hey,
Tell
wait,
'em.
hey.
Babe, I got you a Mother's Day gift. You better get me a Father's Day.
Exactly.
Listen, man.
Nah. I think I might get me a little
Around the
iPad or
corner.
something.
Shouts to all the popses. Make sure y'all
Father's Day
days,
gift or something. That's word on the street.
With that said, man, we're gonna move forward to the Walk With Me segment today. Walk With Me segment touches very close to home, and it is something that I'm a little bit perturbed about. This might be an ISO on me, just because I'm the only one on the couch that has this experience. But from my perspective,
On a pita bread with some hummus and tahini and eat that to the face. You feel me? Mind your fucking business. Nobody asked you.
and that goes to the NCAA. That goes to the NCAA.
I sent you a pita bread recipe the other day too. I don't know if you noticed that.
You sent me a pita bread recipe?
I was like literally like, yes, sir. I was like,
I'm
I gotta
all
send
about a
this.
good pita.
I
Pause.
was-
But
not that pita though. That one.
nah. But NCAA, walk with me, y'all. You go to a premier Division I university. You shed blood, sweat, and tears for the university for 4 years, generating millions of dollars for the university and maybe millions for some TV company who has rights to your games and et cetera, et cetera. The whole time being told your name, image, and likeness are not for sale by you, the individual. You can't have the name on the back of the jersey. You can't make no money off any. You're an amateur, right? It's the dream they sell you and what they tell you when you sign up to these universities. So fast forward, NIL, we know where the game is at right now. Ruling comes down that now the NCAA is able to directly pay players. And on top of that, there will be a $2.7 billion back pay for players from former years in college, stopping in 2016.
Anything, my nigga. Shut the fuck up.
It hurts to all of us from 2015 back. I feel y'all. I feel y'all. Had a few conversations about this with, some people who missed the boat.
Yeah, man.
Over the past 24 to maybe 48 hours now.
This cat's in the league that's going to get paid.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They already got money, and they going to get more money.
Yeah. So the common, the common folk, the old dinosaurs like myself, we don't get jack shit. Like, it hurts.
Handshake and a prayer.
Maybe not neither of those. Maybe none of those things.
Nah, you still get the love from the people you pull up to the Marquette. Like
I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm just saying that's all you get.
I want the check. I want the check.
Listen, you gotta go harder.
I'm
for that,
sorry,
man.
but I want the check. Like, give me the lawyer that's number to some lawyer. I want to sue somebody ass right now because
that's fair.
Why is 2016 a cutoff date for $2.7 million that y'all gonna shell out?
Billion.
Yeah, that's a million?
You said million.
Billion, excuse me.
Billion.
$2.7 billion that they're going to shell out.
But that's every college in the NCAA programs, though.
Not every college. It's probably going to be the profitable ones.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how the $2.7 billion break down, but fuck it, I want to check.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna go to the universities that are profitable. Like, I mean, I'm sure you know. Like
that is my perspective.
Yeah, the small D ones, they're not.
And we're talking about
like,
every single team, right? We're not talking about just basketball. We're talking about football. We're talking about
Yep.
So that's $2.7 billion.
I know that's a lot,
but I think that would probably go back to like. So I did sports management in college.
Sure,
just a heads up. Did not sound like a fucking nerd, but we did study this
you got
stuff.
Credentials.
You had me at Batman.
I'm just
so
mad. He got the credentials.
Nah, but I remember studying in school. Like the notion is that like every college athletic on like Earth or in the U.S. makes all this money. Like a lot of programs are in the negative because they're not.
Broke.
They don't have the name. They don't have the name, image, and likeness of like a Duke, North Carolina, Marquette, Nova, that type of stuff.
Right.
So I would imagine that like the back pay would be going back to those programs during that time that were profitable.
Oof, the accountant on that job is gonna be.
Yeah, so someone
hard.
like, and this is no shade to any schools, but like, if you were a motherfucker that was like the man at like Old Dominion in like 28, that's probably not a profitable program to where you get in the back pay. But for somebody like that probably went to Marquette during like a good run, like I mean they probably made a shitload of money.
NCAA tournament.
Listen, talk
year.
to him, man.
Yeah.
Talk to Marquette. See if you can get a couple, jobs doing
it more so probably applies to like these big
EFS training.
the big four conferences.
If I want it.
EFS training, just training out there for.
Nah, fuck all that. That's current shit. I want the money for the hard earned, like the blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
I want some of that.
But it makes you think too to like the college athletes
that
had those runs. Like you remember when like Jimmer was going up, like is he gonna get like a big bag now? Because I'm sure his like likeness was crazy for BYU during that little run,
that's fair.
Like Kemba at UConn.
But that's different because NIL, where you can get money from, is different.
What years was those?
Well, no, wait, that was
that's
before 2016.
Yeah, that's before.
But now schools.
That's before. I feel what you're saying though. You're saying the same thing though. What you're saying is the players that just came up. Like I'm gonna think like who else? Like Edie just came in the league. Right, so he's gonna get a bag from it. He already got a bag.
Edie was already NIL. He's the NIL.
So I'm thinking like, who's within the last 10 years? DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
DiVincenzo will get a bag.
Jalen Brunson and that group.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are people that are in the league currently that are going to get another bag because of this. And Villanova is a school that, like you just said, does have the money to shell out and probably were making money from their program.
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen, man, this shit ain't right. That's what I'm gonna say. That shit ain't right. NCAA, y'all gotta do something. We got a $3,500 check from EA Sports 1 year.
35, that's not bad.
I mean, cool. But that was just for the video game. You know, they paid all the players who's were on the video game. We got $3,500 each, and now I forget.
It was
maybe 2014.
Very even back then too. I bet, like in terms of pay, everybody probably got the same fucking amount.
Everybody got the same shit.
Do you think you still hop on the game if it brought it back?
What?
Would you be on a game at that point? If you go back a couple years?
Nah, I mean it
Yeah.
was for when you was in college. Like
I know. I'm saying,
but they had a
sometimes
class
they have, like,
action suit against EA Sports
Oh,
for
really?
them using our names,
names,
images,
yeah.
and likeness,
Yeah.
whatever, in
Definitely
the
use
game,
your
but us
names.
not getting paid from it. So they gave
Yeah.
everybody $3,500.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they had like the names, but they didn't have like the pictures. But they
Right.
would have it like on the. I think they would have it on the back of the jersey though, like in the game.
Nah.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. Names wouldn't be on the back of the jersey.
Yeah, but they would have your names on the roster though, because I do remember that.
Because they had to, you know.
Yep.
So you know who it was. Yeah.
Right.
Texas number 35.
But now this is coming directly from the NCAA. That
Yep.
was a
It's a
video
different-
game
yeah, it's a
company.
different
So this is
joint,
now
yeah.
like, yeah, we squeeze y'all for everything.
It might
so
be
now we
like
gotta give it-
$3,500 though. I mean,
But
it might
I
be.
don't care what it is. I want my check.
The funny,
Like,
the funny thing is
it's
that
principle at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll write it, but it's gonna bounce.
There's a lot of old dinosaurs out there, you know, a little perturbed at that one, you know.
yeah,
And everybody get your money, but shit, if you paying niggas, like throw that shit a little further back, bro.
That's fair.
College basketball wasn't even really was on the decline in 2016. If you
Yeah,
want
it
to keep
was.
it funky,
it was.
like if you
That's
want to
when-
keep it really funky,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit was on
that's
the
a fair
decline in
point.
2016.
That was when like it was pretty much all one and dones.
Right.
Like pretty much all one and dones for like that period of time. But I think the irony in this like NCAA stuff is like last I checked when I was coaching college last year, when you go to the I want to call it the clearinghouse, the portal and all that, or the eligibility center, it still says when you submit all your shit, submit your final amateurism. And it's like, how on earth at this point are you considered an amateur?
Update that for
You're
sure.
like, how are you considered an amateur? Like, what? You might as well not even go to class at this point.
Nah,
Shit.
that's out the way in the next 2 to 3 years, I think.
Yeah, you might as well not even go to class at this. It's just gonna keep trickling down to high school at some points. I mean, it kind of already has with the NIL.
Yeah, I mean, high
So-
school kids are definitely getting
They
bags
getting
now.
bags now too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they're probably gonna start getting them directly from the school though.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if they can do that though. Can they? As
The
child labor,
NCAA
right?
It's just a-
can
it's just a
directly
matter of
pay
time.
The players, like we just.
But they're
have
not
to see how it plays
NCAA
out.
kids though.
No, I'm
High
saying
school.
if it
High
trickles
school?
down to high school, it'd probably be
saying.
like a guardian or like a custodial account type
Yeah,
shit.
it wouldn't be. You can't just pay kids.
It'd be like paying like probably like a child actor type shit.
They can find.
I
a way,
mean,
though.
yeah.
With
I mean,
name, image,
there's
and likeness, they can
there's
find
loopholes,
a way.
right?
We got a
Yeah.
connection with somebody. Pay this kid. Like,
Well, and all that stuff's mandated by each state too.
Yeah.
Like this NCAA is obviously a national thing, but
Mm-mm-mm.
every like high school association pretty much is like state. I don't know that there's a national one that like covers every state. Like we have DIAA here.
listen, man, it ain't right, man. Yeah, I gotta fix that. So that's the walk with me segment for the day. ISO on me for that one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go off,
NCAA.
man. Hopefully you get your check, man.
Fuck y'all for that.
Yeah.
Go back, do the shit again, and run the check a little bit further back for all the dinosaurs like myself who missed the wave.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel like the closest story I have to that is like when I gave my Pokemon cards away for free.
Yo, you wild for that.
Like back
Why
in
would
the
you
day.
give them away for free?
Because I was done, when you're a kid, you're done with shit. You're just like, I'm done.
Yeah, that
I
was a
didn't think
bad
like, oh
move.
yeah, these shits in 20,
Collectibles,
Somebody
in
baby.
running off
25
with
years.
50,000
Collectibles, baby.
Like,
off his Charmander card.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
run a bag up. What?
Bro, and I was one of them people too. Had them shits in a book with like the plastic. Kept good care of my shit, but I feel you though. I had some back pay too on my Pokemon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon, for real. I had my drink. Anyway, that's a whole different drink.
Listen, man.
Anyway.
it's quote
Hopefully they'll take
time.
it back another 10 years. You know, the more money that they formulate, maybe they'll take it back another 10.
We'll
I
see,
doubt
man.
it,
Be
but
straight.
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
We
give
gonna
this
see.
man hope. It's still
Hey,
what
man.
you need what 2006?
You need 7 years.
2009.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
2009 was when I wrapped it up
2009. Okay,
in college.
so yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get that, bro.
No, it's
I'm
over.
sorry, bro.
It's over.
Damn.
Yeah,
Unless we do something, we
Born
can come
too
together
early.
collectively and maybe do something as a dinosaur
here's
committee.
what-
Unify.
Here's
Unify.
another thing I think though they need to do, and I appreciate the money and all that, but maybe it's just me, but I feel like there needs to be something to protect the kids from themselves. You're giving 18, 19, 20-year-olds
Yeah.
$500,000. You know they're blowing through it without any regard for what's.
I mean, that's up to the individual school.
I know.
Yeah.
There are schools with programs for financial literacy for some of the
Exactly,
players. So
yeah,
I can
yeah.
attest to that because I know of some people that,
I just wish that there was
a whole thing from the NC that's different. Again, there's too many different schools, too many
exactly.
like the schools got to
You're
be
gonna
on
give
top
out
of
all
that.
this money and then good luck.
Everything's gonna be different now. Like, and I don't even want to say college athletics. I think just college, period. Like, there's no way it's gonna become a bidding war. It's gonna force so many schools to like get caught up in the bidding war. In my opinion, they'll probably increase their tuition for regular fucking students. I think it's gonna create
Well, I
a
don't-
bigger circus than
well,
people think.
I don't know. I think the way AI's moving, in 10 years, colleges might be obsolete. I'm just saying that's a whole nother conversation we gotta get out of
Yeah,
here.
I don't know about
We
all
can't
that.
we can't unpack that today.
Yeah.
Not today.
Man,
Doesn't
different
sound
time,
like
Let me
different
go ahead
place.
and get this quote. It's on me today, even though it should be on Drew. I'm messing with you. You took the last week, so because I had no, you had last week, but because you bumped me, you said you wanted to get that quote off. I was like, go ahead.
2 times. So you got it.
Listen,
I'm quote free for like a month.
I'll give you
Now
a
it's a
quote if you
month.
want one. You know,
I got mine.
quotes.
I got mine.
You got
I'm ready
one? All
over
right.
here.
All
You
right,
know
do
what
your
I'm
thing.
saying?
Drew, I'm quote free for like a month. But
Joel
you got it.
Burvell is the quote person this today.
Have you back? Like you checked the resume before
I've
you
checked.
go shouting people out?
Yeah, I checked
That's
them.
what I be doing.
No Diddy. No, I mean we good over here.
Alright.
Like this one here. He's a medical mythbuster guy. He got a Peabody Award very recently. He gave a speech, and one of the lines from his speech is this line right here. It says, "Change begins when truth is spoken out loud." Change begins when truth is spoken out loud, and I appreciated that quote. I felt like it was very fitting for us being on the podcast and always speaking the truth and raw and real with the EFS family. So that's my quote for today.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Key component out loud. Definitely for sure.
Yeah.
The real thing.
Word. And just like that, man, we'll wrap this thing up. If you've made it this far into the audio/visual, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We love the love of the EFS podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Facts.
What's my shit again? Oh, guard yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and all things in between. Stay safe in this crazy world, and we'll catch y'all for another go round when we are back at it. But for now, we out of here. Peace.
We out, baby.